So what do you do with all those frequent flyer miles if you just don't need them? Well, if you're like my next guest, you give them away. And more than that, up next, meet the man whose generous gift is changing families' lives this holiday season. We'll be right back. The man flies about 250,000 miles a year, so you can understand why he doesn't want to be on another airplane this holiday season. We're talking about Peter Shankman. He joins us now. You may have seen him right here on CNN explaining how to improve companies and their branding. But for the second year in a row, Peter is doing something else. He's making great use of his frequent flyer miles. He's donating them to those who otherwise couldn't afford them. And we also have a lucky couple with us today, Sarah Ashley and Indiana Jones. Gotta love that name. They were chosen to receive one of the free flights thanks to Peter's efforts, and they join us live from Nashville. Thank you all for being here with us. Peter, I want to start with you. Unbelievable how you had this idea to use your frequent flyer miles because you had some left over. You wanted to send 4 people home, and now this has grown to 28 flights this year. Tell us how this idea originated.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So last year, I fly about 250,000 miles a year. I'm on a plane about 270 days a year. And
wow.
So last year, I said, you know, let me see if I could post on my blog and if I could help a few people out. And I gave away 4 trips. And the people were overwhelmed. They said, let me do it again this year. And I posted on my blog. And then it got picked up by a couple of people. Some people emailed me the next day and said, we want to donate our miles. So then we were up to 10 trips. And then JetBlue, out of the blue, called and said, hey, we want to give you 10 trips. We love what you're doing. Anywhere we fly, we'll send 10 other winners home. And it just kept snowballing. So we were able to send 28 people who otherwise couldn't afford to get home for the holidays, And, you know, let's face it, the last thing you mentioned, the last thing I want to do, you know, when I'm home is go anywhere. I want to hang out with my wife and my kid and my cat. Last thing I want to do is get on a plane. So it was great. It was great.
Yeah, what a great way to give back. And because of your efforts, we see Sarah and Indiana are together right now, and they otherwise may not be together on this holiday. So, Sarah, on that note, you had to submit reasons why you and your husband should be reunited. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, my husband is in the Army, and we haven't spent a Christmas together since 2010, just due to training, and he stayed in Korea for a little over a year and didn't get to come home, and then came home for about 20 days and then got stationed in Washington. And so it just has been about 3 years of not really been able to see each other, and no holidays, no anniversaries, and I just really missed him, and I really wanted to spend a holiday with him.
And Indiana, I can imagine you were just so beyond happy when you found out you were going to be able to fly back home to be with Sarah. Tell us when you found out that you were going to be able to be together this holiday.
She sent me a text message. I think I was busy with work, and then called me later. And at first I didn't believe her because we mess around with each other a lot. And then when I found out she was serious and people were posting about it, I was just overwhelmed and just really ecstatic that we were afforded this opportunity to be together for the holidays.
And Peter, you were inundated with stories like Sarah and Indiana's. How did you choose the winners?
Yeah, last year I did this, and the stories that came in, just a few of them last year, you know, they broke my heart. They were people that hadn't seen their families in years, and so this year I did what any honorable person would do, and I made my assistant pick. I made her narrow it down. She narrowed it down to about 50, and then we sat down together with a bottle of wine, and we went through you know, the stories like Sarah's, you know, she was honest. She said, I just haven't seen my husband. I really want to spend the holidays with him. And, you know, I have a special place in my heart for the military. And so it was great to be able to do that. Other people, we sent a grandson to see his grandmother for the first time in like 10 years. We sent a woman home to what she thought was just going to be hanging out with her boyfriend, but he's actually proposing. I mean, it was just really, really good stuff.
Your poor assistant, I can imagine that was an incredibly tough task, having to boil it down.
She got a really good Christmas bonus this year. Megan, I love you.
I hope you gave her a nice present. Well, Sarah and Indiana, I want to finish this off and just hear from you about how special this has been for both of you to be able to spend this Christmas together.
I didn't hear the question. It's just been I mean, it's been great. We've been able to go see family. We're actually on our way. We have some family down about a couple hours away, so we're going to go spend Christmas with them, and we got to spend Christmas Eve with our neighbors, and it's just been nice to be able to spend time together.
That's so great. Peter, we hope that this will be an annual tradition. Peter Shankman, Sarah Ashley, and Indiana Jones, thank you all for being here on the show. Happy holidays, and thank you to all the viewers who joined us here on Legal View. Have a great day, everyone.